Hello everyone. I'm here sitting at my home and looking for stories for Makar Sankranti, and there is a beautiful mythology about Sun, Shani, and Makar Sankranti. But I'm not here to tell you that because as I was researching for stories about Makar Sankranti, I ended up reading a lot about Shani. All of you must be familiar with Shani, the Saturn, Saturn planet in the solar system, and what happens to somebody who falls into the case of Shani. In Tamil, we call it the Ezhara Sani, where the 7.5 period is considered to be very, very difficult for any man or woman who goes through it. And they say that no man in the universe can actually escape Shani's gaze. No man, and it also includes the gods. And that is what I wanted to share with you all today. The stories about how gods got influenced by Shani's gaze. First, Shiva. It is said that once Shani wanted to enter into Shiva's body and he just went and he said, I would like to come inside you. Shiva, knowing the evil effects of Shani staying in one's moon, looked at him and he said, what are you going to do by coming inside me anyway? But however, if you would want to come, I have a request. I want you to intimate me a little earlier. And so Shani went back and came after 2 days and said, I would like to enter you now. The moment he said that, Shiva plunged into Ganga and he went into Samadhi for the next 7.5 years. When the 7.5 year period was completed, he just came out, looked at Shani smilingly and asked, so you told me that I would be going through difficult times. What have you done to me? Shani smiled and he said, you, Mahadev, is the world or is the Lord of the three worlds. If you are afraid of me and going into Samadhi for 7.5 years, is that not enough? Is that not enough of what Shani can do to Shiva? And hearing that, Shiva was amazed. He saluted Shani and he said, indeed, a person who's going through the 7.5 year period needs a lot of perseverance. Not only him, even Lord Rama. They say when Lord Rama went through the 7.5 year period, that was when he went out of Ayodhya. That was when Sita was kidnapped by Ravana. Not only Rama, even Krishna. Because when Krishna was under Shani's gaze, they say that he was accused of stealing the Shamantaka money. Not even the great lords, even the kings like Vikramaditya, Harishchandra, Nala, everybody for that matter went through Shani's gaze. But everybody who came after that came out with a lot of perseverance and humbleness. They say Shani is a great teacher. There is also a saying that if you want to not get too much affected by Shani, if you pray to Lord Hanuman, then that is possible. And that story is also very interesting. When Ravana was in the peak of his, ruling, he had actually conquered the three worlds and the 9 planets also came under them. So he was very proud about that and he placed the 9 planets in the 9 steps that leads him to the throne. They say that he placed all the planets face facing down, and so every day he had to climb the throne stamping on them, and this caused them a lot of troubles. Narada came to the rescue. Narada was looking at the planets and Shani looked at Narada and he said, you know what, Narada, if you could just help me, if you could just make Ravana turn us facing him, then I could do the needful. So that is what Narada did. He went to Ravana and requested that he turn them. The moment Ravana turned the planets facing him, they say that Shani's gaze actually fell on Ravana and he went under the period. That is when he actually got all the bad things inside his head, like kidnapping Rama's wife, and which eventually led to his destruction. That is another story, but why Hanuman actually did not fall under Shani's gaze, or why devotees of Hanuman do not go through great difficulties during their Ezhara Sani is this. Ravana also decided when his son Meghdut could be born. He was a great astrologer, and so he actually arranged the planets in such a way that his son, after being born, will be an immortal. But this could not be possible, right? They say that Shani somehow stretched his legs to make the planetary positions a little different, because of which Meghdut would face his death. The moment Ravana came to know of this, he took Shani and he imprisoned him in a very dark cell. And they say that when Hanuman went to Lanka to find Sita, he heard cries of Shani. He opened the doors of Shani. Shani was released, but Shani's gaze, the gaze of gratitude, fell on Hanuman. And Shani gave a boon to Hanuman that anybody who is praying to you will will not be much affected by the consequences of the Erara Sani. There is also some stories about Hanuman and Ganesha not being caught under Shani's gaze, but there are also different stories, as in Ganesha, because Shani's gaze fell on Ganesha, his head was chopped and he had to get an elephant head. And they also say that Shani tried to trouble Hanuman so many times, as in Shani requested that he needs to get into one part of the body of Hanuman, and he asked, which part of the body would you want to come? And Hanuman asked him, what would happen if you enter my head? And he said, if I enter your head, then your wife, your sons, everybody will leave you. And Hanuman said, I'm a bachelor after all, you can enter my head. And that is when they say that Shani actually sat on Hanuman's head. But that was the time Hanuman actually was driving out all the Rakshas in Lanka, and he was lifting huge boulders, banging his head on rocks, which made Shani really miserable. And Shani requested Hanuman to actually be calm, and he came out, but Shani was all wounded. And they say that Hanuman actually gave mustard oil to Shani to pacify all his wounds. And that is why there is also a saying that if you're going to give mustard oil to Shani, Shani gets really pacified. It's all very interesting. I don't know, for some of you it might be just stories or some tall tales, but people who really are fascinated with mythology like me, you will surely be fascinated. So stay fascinated. Happy Makar Sankranti to you all. Some other day I will share with you all the story of Sun, Shani and Makar Sankranti. Here's wishing you a year full of sweetness and happiness from Talescope. Tata.